As designers, we have to be really, really adamant and strong in what we believe in about the project, and we have to remind clients about why we're doing what we're doing. What was our criteria? Why did we decide to do what we're doing? And educate them.
Hi, I'm Jim Skipp.
I'm Kirsten Skipp.
We're Skipp Design, and this is Design to Speak.
I think to prevent losing control of a job, from the get-go you have to make it clear that you're the leader in the project, that you know what you're doing, that you're the expert. Talk about criteria, go through that with the client and really help them understand how important that phase of the job is. If we don't do the criteria part, the planning part, usually the end product's not as good. When the client understands the roles that we have played in certain jobs, we'll go through certain jobs and say, hey, this is how this job started with this idea, and this is how it ended. Well, guess how it got there. If you don't like what we do, you shouldn't hire us. Go to someone that will just do your Photoshop collage. We don't do that. If you don't like that we might take you somewhere that's a little uncomfortable, we're not the people for you. So we tell them that up front. If you're not going to trust us, you're wasting your money and you're wasting everybody's time.
I think the clients, when they initially come to most design firms, don't really know what we do. Very few have in my career, and I don't mean that in any sort of highfalutin way. I think that they come thinking that they're going to get some design, but what that is, they're really not quite sure. And I think that initial meeting is sometimes a bit of a dance between the designer trying to acclimatize to the client and the client trying to either decide whether they like the designer or not, and then the client trying to probably decide how much they should let the designer know they're not quite sure what they're trying to do themselves, and the designer drawing that information out of them. So I think the client in control is a bit of a misnomer. Obviously they're hiring you and they're paying for it. And you can get some clients that think they're just coming to tell you what to do. But generally speaking, I think when they realize that we have a much deeper value than just picking a color, picking a paper, and making something look nice, most people I've ever worked with have opened up when they realize our skill set and they've embraced it, and then they become a collaborator. So I look at design as, I don't think we're smart, we're generalists. We don't know the client's business, and any designer that says they do instantly is not telling the truth. We have to learn how to become sort of very quickly acclimatized to what they do in order to ask the questions that our training gives us to help them produce the best product. So ultimately, are they in charge? In one way they are, because they know what they need to do, they just don't know how to do it. So the end product is really a product of what they had inside them. We've just figured out how to present it, distill it, frame it, message it, create it. It's a collaboration.